Welcome to the Pets Rule Show. I'm your host, Mr. Animal Lover. And this week's topic, surviving the pain of losing a pet, essential grief tips. Yes, the entire week we're going to talk about grieving our pet companion. So last week, one of my 4 cats went to sleep forever, and he was 12 years old. He had a lot of underlying health issues. I know he had asthma, and usually ragdolls last anywhere from a span of about 15 years, but he had underlying health issues, and that caused them to pass away 12 years. So uh, I miss YOLO, but the show has to go on. I have 3 other cats I have to care for, and that's what's gonna happen. Um, so this entire week we're gonna talk about surviving the pain of losing a pet, essential grief tips. Welcome to the Pets Rule Show. I'm your host, Mr. Animal Lover. Last week we talked about pet fashion, and Thursday and Friday I took those 2 days to mourn. Thank you for the well wishes, for those who emailed me. I appreciate it. And let's get to the show now. Um, Allowing yourself to grieve, right? These are essential grief tips. Allowing yourself to grieve, it's important. And the only way to do that is to just take time off from work if you got to work. Take time off from life, from doing your everyday routine, sitting down and just taking in the moment. This can be done with different things. That's why I said in previous shows, take a lot of pictures. We live in an era where you can take a lot of pictures, uh, compose a lot of videos with your pets, especially if you're a travel enthusiast. You have a dog, you love to travel. You can create a lot of memories. And when your pet one day, like humans, passes away, you'll have these memories to sit down and always have to go over, right? Um, so allowing yourself to grieve is very important. That's an essential tip. Number 2, honor their memory. How do you honor your pet's memory? Well, you can create a memory box filled with photos, toys, keepsakes, right? Um, and just like a human being, pets are a part of the family. Uh, I had my pet for 12 years, and that's a long time, 12 years, but 12 years flies, right? Every day, it's just the countdown. Every day goes by fast. So if you think about it and you start thinking back, wait a minute, I got it as a kitten, and look at now, he 12 years later, right? Um, if you have a nice backyard, you can plant a tree in their memory with flowers, where you can always go back there on their anniversary and just fly away some balloons. However you feel you want to do that, right? Number 3 is seek support from like-minded pet lovers. So sometimes it's hard for someone who doesn't have pets to understand, right? There's the saying that, I believe that someone that has kids can understand those others that have kids, because they have kids. They understand how sometimes kids can be in headache. They can cost a lot of money. The older they get, they want, if it's girls, nails, hair, fashion clothes, if it's boys, video games, sports, and so on, right? But being with like-minded pet lovers, joining a pet forum where you can share your thoughts, your feelings on that pet forum. That's always helpful. Number 4 Pet essential, taking care of yourself. You always have to understand that, taking care of yourself is very important, especially after the loss of a pet. Don't let yourself drown in sorrow and to the point where, you just let yourself go. That's important not to do that, right? Getting enough rest to restore your emotional balance, exercising to release built up stress. All these strategies will help in taking care of yourself. Um, and if you feel that life is overwhelming, you need professional help, there's always professional help. Throughout this week, we're going to go over that. Very important, right? Now, we know the Pets Rule Show, 7:30 to 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. Your half an hour where you learn everything about pets. You're going to learn this week about surviving the pain of losing a pet, essential grief tips. And I do the research. I provide it to you, save you time, money, headaches. Let's get started, right? Want to share a couple articles. These are professional articles where they go about telling you how to go about it professionally, right? How to go about uh, sharing your feelings with those that are pet lovers, like-minded. Let's start with this one. And again, this is BBC Science Focus, right? I found this magazine interesting, or article. And the psychology of grief. Why losing a pet dog or cat is like losing a family member. Several studies have found that the bereavement of a pet can be just as traumatic as the bereavement of a human family member, by Dean Burnett, right? And we know, I'll go to a few pointers that I want to point out, right? The human brain has evolved many complex mechanisms to thoroughly engage with our fellows: empathy, theory of mind, mimicry, impression management, and more. But most, if not all, of these involve elements of manipulation, deception. This is actually impressive cognitive ability, but it nonetheless can introduce an element of doubt into any bond we form with another person. And they being totally honest with me, do they have ulterior motives? Even if we trust someone implicitly, we know they can bet deceitful, and this will ultimately impact our brain's understanding of them. But this isn't true for pets. If we come home and our dog is ecstatic to see us, we know it's not lying. Or she's not lying, right? Because it cannot. If our cat opts to climb on our chest and purr, it's hard to think it's playing the long game and trying to win us over. And yes, you may think that behaviors we perceive as love and affection from our pets are overly anthropomorphist interpretations of something more basic. Your cat doesn't want to cuddle, he just wants a warm place to sleep, and would eat your face if you die at home. But as far as the human brain is concerned, that doesn't matter. Consider how many people mourn and still do mourn Princess Diana or the recently departed Queen Elizabeth, individuals they never encountered in person. Whatever emotional attachment they had is based on a concoction of the imagination. Why would pets be any different? If the wagging of a dog's tail is perceived as affectionate excitement rather than a primitive canine cue, then that's what it is as far as our brain's concerned. This suggests that the grief following the loss of a pet should be treated just as seriously as that following the loss of a family member or loved one, because as far as our brains are concerned, that's exactly what's happened. In other words, such people would be vilified to the extreme. I'm not saying that does who say the same about pets should receive the same treatment, but then the comparison isn't exactly unfair. Listen, in other words, you people who are pet lovers, who have pets, who've had pets die, their pets die, are gonna understand your grief and are gonna relate to you than someone who doesn't have pets. I'm sorry, it is what it is. All right. Um, Someone who has kids is gonna understand what you're going through at home because they have kids, and it is what it is. So that's important in the grieving matter to relate your sorrow, your pain to friends, family members, those who care about you, but not only that, those who also have pets, because I feel that's important. Um, this is by the VCA Animal Hospital. What can I do to manage my grief? The best way to manage your grief is to be reassured that these reactions are normal and to let them run their natural course. Be kind to yourself as you prepare for the new normal of a life without your beloved pet. Just as it took time to build the relationship with your pet, it'll take time to get used to your pet not being there. It makes it easier when you have other pets, I believe, because you can hug your other pets and love them a lot more than you did before. Why? Because you just finished losing. If you have two pets, you finish losing one, and you know that someday the other pet's gonna go too. We all die, unfortunately, but I believe that grief, can translate into more love to that remaining living pet you have. So that's a good thing for that pet, right? A healthy grief journey comes from taking your time to work through your feelings rather than trying to push them away or ignore them. It is only by moving toward the experience of loss that you can learn to live with it. Here's some ways to help you manage your grief. Receive support from others. Spend time with supportive family, friends, and coworkers who understand, who will listen to your stories and feelings without judgment. Talking with others can help you come to terms with your loss. Consider joining a pet loss support group to help you work through your loss. Read books on pet loss, these are published regularly. Number two, uh, essential tips: feel comfort in routines and plays. All creatures, whether human or animal, find comfort in the daily routines that give our days form and focus. Another essential tip: keep moving, keep active. Engage in activities that keep you busy. Are creative on social, such as cooking, carpentry, gardening, sports, yoga, dance, walk, exercise classes, whatever can lift your spirit. For me, I took a day off, I relaxed, and I like doing my podcast Monday through Friday, 7:30, 8 p.m. It gives me pleasure. I meet new people. I look at this as a pet forum where I'm talking to people who want to learn more about pets, how to take care of their pets, and that's what I'm doing. So sharing knowledge about pets and how to take care of their pets and making sure that pets live a long, healthy life. Allow yourself a small break from sadness every day. Continue relationship through memories. And I said that can be through planting a tree outside if you have a backyard, or revisiting pictures, videos, toys. There's nothing wrong with that. That just, I guess the first 2 weeks will ease you down, and it'll give you a sense of comfort, knowing that your pet favorite toy is there, and at least he left that behind, right? Um, there's nothing wrong with having a funeral, burial, memorial service to honor your pet's life. Should you choose to bury a pet in a cemetery, a memorial garden, decorate your pet's headstone, there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, sometimes we can't have kids, and that those are our kids, our pets. Search for meaning, find meaning in your relationship with your pet. Bring a new pet into your life. That's important, yes, But be careful. I say don't bring a new pet right away. I think give it time for grieving, especially if that was your only pet. Give it time. Don't just right away go out and get a new pet, because I think you're emotionally trying to get over the loss of your pet, and that can be hard in the beginning. So don't just go out right away and get a new pet. Remember, the experience of a loss is different for everyone. It is only by moving toward the loss that one can learn to live with it. And when it comes to grief, there's no such thing as closure. So, those are two articles. I am going to quickly take a 1 minute break and share this with you. Go to hlcpets.com, click on Bark.
Do you have a chomper, a thrasher, a tug-of-war champ? Cool, so do we. We're Bark, the creators of BarkBox, and this is our state-of-the-art safety lab. Here, our mission is 100% dog joy, so toys go through a lot to prove they can handle it. From itty-bitty bites to ginormous chomps, to a wild ride, and even a really big stretch. We test everything, just like real dogs would, because we care so much. Unlike kids, pups aren't currently protected by toy safety standards. But we're working with ASTM to raise the bar for the entire industry. Bark, leader of the first international safety standards for dogs.
Okay, I have another article here. This is Centering and Grief Digest magazine, okay? And coping with people who don't understand pet grief. Some people will never understand the pain of losing a beloved pet. For those who feel the emotional depth of this type of loss, it can be confusing and frustrating to interact with people who, for a variety of reasons, don't get it. When I experienced pet death through natural causes or euthanasia, it was an emotional, difficult time because my pets are my children. I learned about pet grief through my own experience and work as a psychotherapist, which I will share in this article. I thought this article was interesting because there are many ways we can lose our pets, not just through old age, natural causes, but I'm going to share with you. And I always find these articles interesting because it shows us that, we think we know it all, but there are many ways of losing a pet. A disenfranchised type of grief. Pet loss is disenfranchised type of grief. This means in our society, it is not recognized as an important death. As a society, most of us offer support and give comfort during the grieving process for a person's death. People often receive bereavement leave from their place of employment, and colleagues understand if it takes a little time to get back into the swing of things again. It is not the same when you lose a pet. In response to pet grief, some friends and coworkers do not have empathy for your loss. They may encourage you to get another pet or invalidate your grief by saying it's only a pet. After my 16-and-a-half-year-old cat died, an acquaintance told me to get another cat shortly after his death. I felt an initial shock and anger. Being a licensed psychotherapist who has dealt with pet loss, I knew to allow her words to slide right off of me. She didn't get the bond I shared with my first pet, and I wasn't going to explain it to her. What surprised me is this lack of empathy can be found with fellow pet owners, professional counselors, and doctors too. I have had a few supportive people in my life who did understand, and this made a world of difference in my pet journey. My first cat lived about 16 years, so I can relate. That's a long time to have a pet, and especially a pet companion you loved, you saw every day for 16 years, and all of a sudden it's gone. And that's what made my second pet loss a little bit easier. I mean, it was 12 years, 4 years less than the first one, but once you grieve the first time around, you learn to Make it a compartment of different emotions, and you learn to just grieve little by little, day by day, one day at a time. And that's what I'm doing, you know? All right. There are different types of pet losses. Some people may not understand the different types of pet loss and how each one can affect you. Pet loss can happen through natural causes, in euthanasia, giving up a pet becoming lost or killed. Natural. So my pet died of natural causes. Even though a pet has died from natural causes, it does not shield an owner from feeling a profound loss. You can plan for a death following a long term illness, yet other deaths come on suddenly, such as a heart attack, whether you know of an upcoming death or not. There's no preparation for the feeling you experience after a pet's death. Euthanasia can be viewed as a gift and a curse. Owners can choose to end a pet's life due to lack of finances for health procedures or making a decision to end an animal's suffering. Even when an animal's quality of life has greatly deteriorated, it is not uncommon to experience guilt and ambivalence after your pet's death. There's no perfect time for the procedure to occur, and this can leave you feeling unsettled. Giving up a pet, relinquishing a killed animal, and a loss or missing pet. People experience a loss or missing pet can experience guilt, depression, and anxiety. They often feel they have missed the opportunity to protect or prevent the loss of their pet. This type of grief is known as ambiguous loss because you don't know if the animal is alive or not, leaving you with no closure. Now, touching on a lost or missing pet. All my pets were all my cats are spayed and neutered and microchipped. I came across this website, and I'm gonna share it with you. So it's a found call, lost to found made simple. Your pet's own personal phone call. If they go missing, we answer the found call for you. How does it work? You give us a list of contacts to call when your pet is found. We give you a special phone number and a unique ID code. You put that information on your pet's collar. Very easy, right? Never miss a call. If your phone is on silent or out of battery, we'll make sure one of your contacts gets notified. That's the important thing, right? Remember, it's like the Marines and Army. You have a community of, a pet forum was a community of pet lovers. Very important to just being you yourself, especially if your pet gets lost or stolen, right? It's great microchipped, right? That's number one. Excellent to do that. But we know now these microchip companies, a lot of them are going haywire, right? Some of them are going out of business. Some of them are trying to consolidate, and that just jeopardizes the whole system of having your pet microchipped. Um, Update anytime, anywhere, easily change your contact details without remaking tags or updating microchips. So, by providing a list of friends and pet lovers, part of your forum, pet forum community, this will help you out, especially if your pet gets lost, right? We know that where some of us are busy, we have to work, and we can't have our phone 24/7 next to us. So that's where this service comes into play, right? We keep your personal contact details private and off public display, right? How do you start this? How much is it? Get your pet's personal phone number for just $1 a month. I mean, for $1 a month, that's cheaper than most microchip services. I know for a fact, doing the research, some of them can run you anywhere from the range of $3 to $25 a month. So you have a service now for $1 a month where you can share a list of phone numbers of friends and family members who, as a group of pet lovers, can contact each other, especially if you're busy, the pet owner. your pet got lost, I'm all for it. 3 is the magic number. A pet tag, the collar, you're gonna put the information on the pet collar as a scannable tag, the microchip, and then the QR code, right? And you will click here, get started now, just $1 a month. And what I love is this: how much do I pay? Each dollar gives you protection for one pet. For example, if you have 3 pets, your payment will be $3 a month. If you have 9 pets, your payments will be $9 a month. You can cancel anytime. How is my payment used? I love this one, right? Your payment helps cover the cost of protecting your pets and also provides free accounts for veterans as well as people with service dogs and emotional support animals. If that's not enough to convince you to sign up, I don't know what is. I love your mission. Can I pay more? Yes, you can. Just enter the amount you'd like to pay each month. So you can always donate, all right? This is a non-for-profit, big time, helps veterans create free accounts, service dogs, and emotional support animals. All services, which if you go to hlcpets.com, click on pet deals, you can get done. I love it. All right. Found call, sign up for myself, signed up, great service, right? Let me share this. Go to hlcpets.com. On there, you click on the Amazon link, and it will take you.
Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
All right. Now, again, if you go to hlcpets.com, you're going to see pet deals. You click on it, blogs, everything about pets. I've gone over this before. On there, you will see I've tried it on my kitten. You have the Paw Sono Pet Eye Wipes, and I've tried it on my cat. Good for your cat and dogs, right? You also have the ear finger wipes, which I've tried on my cat, and it works, right? I will try it this week again on my cat so you can see. It removes, keep your cat groomed, cleaned, and helps prevent, infections and dirty ears and eyes. Especially if your pet's on the older sides with the eye boogers, they're going to help you keep them clean, right? Thank you for watching this week, the Pets Rule Show. The topic this week is going to be grieving a pet, right? The loss of a pet can be big time on our emotional stability, our emotional well-being. And I'm going to provide you with a few articles, grieving tips today, surviving the pain of losing a pet, essential grief tips. I'm your host, Mr. Animal Lover. Support the Pets Rule Show. Smash that subscribe button. For pets deals, hlcpets.com. You'll find links there. You'll get discounts on many pet services. Big time today, right? I'll go at the end and I'll show you again the website. But for $1, right, you can provide your pet with some safety of security, especially if it gets lost, by sharing phone numbers with friends and family and storing them, and they will give you a call. Someone calls that number, you'll get a unique ID with a special number. You'll get a call, you enter it, and you'll know if your pet was found, right? Very important. Pets Rule at hlcpets.com. Emails, questions, you want to be on the show, petsrule at hlcpets.com. You can also call me 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday, 1-800-213-0988. Questions and answers, everything about pets, $1.99 per minute fee. And Snap, Share, Win. Enter your best pet pictures and videos for a chance to win cash prizes. Email your pictures, videos to petsrule at hlcpets.com. Thank you for watching today. This week, grieving pets, pet loss. That's the topic the entire week. Tomorrow we're going to talk about very important how what benefits do what are companies offering to those that lose a pet, and how important it is for laws to be enacted for pet lovers. Um, we have to circle around that and making sure that those that lose a pet grieve properly, right? By getting days off, by getting days off where they can grieve properly at home. Um, Thank you for watching today. Pets Rule Show, 7:38 p.m. Monday through Friday. Questions, answers, emails, petsrule at hlcpets.com. I will see you tomorrow at 7:30.